me in the 90s, I just went as hard as I could, especially in practice, because that's what Michael Jordan did. For me, it ended up being like, finally getting to my peak. And then by the time I got there, my body was pretty much riddled with arthritis and I immediately fell up. Like with LeBron, he's the opposite, right? He was great out of high school, one of the highest impact players in the NBA the day he stepped in, and his game only elevated and stayed that way throughout his career. I can't relate to that. I don't have that sustained greatness. And that's the primary point and reason why because I can identify with Michael's career and the approach that he took. That greatness appeals more to me than LeBron's greatness. That being said, let's talk about LeBron's greatness. Like I said, LeBron James as well. Innovator, revolutionary, right? He's the first one of his kind. We've never seen what he's done before. He came out of high school with crazy over-the-top kind of like expectations, and he lived up to them. Never saw that before. Someone comes straight out of high school, crazy high expectations, and actually live up to it. And then to sustain that pretty much throughout his whole entire career for over 22 years? Never saw that before. He's an innovator, a revolutionary player as well. And like I said, I'm older than LeBron. For him to be playing the game for as long as he has, at the level that he has, and continues to this day to play at that super high level at his age, I'm jealous I'm happy for him. I'm also jealous that he can do that. My career was up and, it took forever to get there and then it was done immediately. LeBron is just like forever, just greatness over such a long, sustained period of time. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing bad about that. Why would there be the whole longevity thing? Like, oh, LeBron, he's only considered so good because of his longevity. Well, whatever. Like, that longevity is great. Like, I don't have anything bad or negative to say about it. Like, he puts up the stats because of his longevity, but what's wrong with that? Just like Jordan, LeBron has the negative stereotypes you can say about him. You can say he flopped. You can say, all the finals losses. You can say he collapsed against San Antonio. Maybe even you could throw in the decision, I guess. Michael Jordan had like his whole gambling thing that was like he was notorious for. And, he was a jerk as a teammate, especially in like the first half of his career. They both have their foibles. It's just like, well, what do you prefer? Like, for me, I prefer the process, the pitch of Michael Jordan's greatness. With LeBron, it's like so over the top extraordinary. It's so unrelatable to me that, I'm much more in league with the player that I can relate to more. And that's not to say anything bad about LeBron or take anything away from him. I'm glad that the fans that love him. And I don't have anything bad to say about them. And I don't want to say like, oh, how could you like LeBron when Michael Jordan exists? That's crazy. I would never go that route. If you prefer LeBron's career and his greatness and the trajectory that his career has taken, I don't blame you. If your opinion is like, wow, LeBron, he was great from the beginning and only got greater and sustained it for over 20 years. Obviously, because of that, he has to be the best in history. Notice I'm not using GOAT because I hate the term GOAT. But if that's why you believe he's the best, then I don't blame you. If you're like, yeah, Jordan was great with his street beats and all, but have you seen what LeBron's done for how long he's done it? Because, to me, that means he's the best. If that's your stance and your opinion, then I don't blame you at all for feeling that way. I have no problem with it whatsoever. LeBron is great. That's undeniable. He's had an amazing career. Who knows, when we'll see another player in the future have another career the same way LeBron has had. Like I said, I'm not really a hater, right? I'm certainly not a LeBron hater, especially the way he plays. I'm not a fan of his personality, like the way he presents himself in public to the media. Don't like that. But it's easy for me to separate, his personality to his game, the way he plays. Have nothing but respect for that. The whole flopping thing, I don't know. Who cares? I don't care. What I care about is when he plays great, which he does most of the time, I appreciate it and I respect it. I'm glad that he has fans, diehard fans that are like, yes, that's the way you be a NBA all-timer, right? I'm glad that those fans exist and they have a player like that they really enjoy and are locked into. It's just a selfish thing for me that I can relate to Jordan, so Jordan just happens to be my favorite.